Is this the right file? No?
Okay.
No, there's no voice. Cut. Your mic.
Ivalo and Ridwan, you can check your inbox and you will get the.
I haven't received it yet.
That you didn't send me your email here from the chat. Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening to everyone, and welcome to opening ceremony of Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship. I am Nadira Roslan, your MC for today. So for those who are not familiar with the competition, I will tell you a brief description about the challenge that the participants need to solve within the period of time. Okay, so this competition is fully online and it's open to the youth of across Terengganu from age 10 to 17 years old. So a brief description about the challenge itself. So the major category of the challenge divided into two. So the first is the virtual robot programming challenge and also the robotics innovation pitch challenge, where all the challenges that has been set is constructed around the agricultural growth and marine health of Terengganu. So without further ado, to bless our event this evening, I would like to invite Haziq from Sekolah Menengah Sains Hulu Terengganu Sahut for doa recitation. So please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala al-anbiya wal mursalin. Ali sadri wa yassir li amri wa ludatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. In the name of the Beneficent, merciful, praise be to Allah, Lord of the world, blessing and your peace upon your servant and your messenger, Muhammad, and on his family and his companions. Allahumma ya Allah, on this day, in conjunction with the ceremony of our Sultan Royal Foundation Robotics Championship, we uphold our hands to pray gratefully to thank infinite favor to us till we can live in peace and harmony, to perform our task as your servant. O Allah, we ask your blessing on this occasion and success. Allahumma ya Qayyum ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram. You are the mercy of the mercious, and you are the Lord of the universe. Give us mercy from your presence, and shape for us right conduct in our life. We ask you for knowledge which is beneficial and sustenance which is good, and deeds which are acceptable. O Allah, help us to remember you, to thank you, and to worship you in the best of manners. Forgive us, have mercy upon us, guide us, give us health, and grant us sustenance. Allahumma ya Hafizul ya Rakib. O Allah, you are the most forgiving and one who loves forgiving. Therefore, forgive us and wish all the committee of the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Robotics Championship and all the participants strength and courage to face the struggle to find and gain knowledge. Kindly bestow blessing and physical and spiritual health, fitness of mind, peace of mind to all of us. Ya Allah, show us guidance and adjust our path and ways to achieve happiness and glory. Let us all listen to people who like the good things. Let us avoid doing the bad and evil things. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabihi wasallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you Haziq from Sahut. Okay, so now I would like to pass the floor to our program director, which is Miss Ililia Kamur Zaman, the founder of Roboticist, and Program Director of this competition, Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship. So the floor is yours, Ms. Ililia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I begin my speech, I would like to thank His Majesty Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin, the ruler of the state of Terengganu, for bestowing this opportunity for the children and youth of Terengganu. Dato' Azri Sani Mazlan, trustee of YDSM and chairman of the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship, YDSM Board of Trustees and the management team of YDSM. Tuan Haji Awi bin Saleh, Deputy Director of Education and Strategic Development of Terengganu State Education Department, our honourable speakers, Mr. Azrul Hisham, Mrs. Patricia, Mrs. Diane and Mr. Ivailo, our co-founder, Mrs. Nabila Kamaruzama and our team at Roboticist, participants, teachers and our audience. Alhamdulillah, we're given the opportunity to gather today to celebrate the achievements of all participants in the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship. Welcome to the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship. The Robotics Championship is brought to you by the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation. The mission of this program is to encourage the young people in Terengganu to enhance and develop their skills in STEM through robotics innovation. The program aims to develop young talents in STEM areas by integrating technology, especially robotics, into the teaching process. Access to STEM education and programs is essential in meeting the demand for qualified STI workers, thus creating borderless access towards a generation of innovators and thinkers, focusing on students and educators from Terengganu, guided by sustained leadership, professional development, customized content and technology is key to solving this. The goal is to increase students' learning through online engagement and advancing youth skills and competencies in STI through customized, fast-track programs to address the needs of beneficiaries. In this challenge, students were given tasks to solve various challenges. This year, 2 categories were introduced, the Virtual Robot Programming Challenge and the Robotics Innovation Pitch Challenge. The challenge is open to all students in Terengganu from age 10 to 17 years old. The response that we received from students were overwhelming, and it has been so exciting to see their work submission in the last couple of weeks. Over 350 participants from over 40 schools took part in this year's Robotics Challenge. 80 teams will be competing in the finals over the weekend, and we are thrilled to see them perform this week. We are also touched to see our teachers' dedication and hard work to ensure that students who have no access to internet connection or device do not miss out any or briefing session throughout the competition. Students have also demonstrated high level of enthusiasm. We hope that this will be the beginning of many more successful achievements for them. Our organization, Roboticist, has been working for the last 12 years to develop a sustainable platform in the field of robotics innovation and STEM education for young people in Malaysia and beyond. Therefore, it is a great honor for us to be appointed as the coordinator of the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship. Throughout the pandemic, the education sector suffers great loss, causing a decline in productivity among young people and further concerns in the state of their mental health. If we want to achieve the 2030 Agenda and its sustainable development goals to reach the objective of leaving no one behind, the support is critical for a successful transformation to provide quality education for the children and youth. Technological innovation improves competitive positioning in industry, drives export growth, and supports high-quality jobs. The diffusion of technology across industries and occupations has also increased the demand for STEM qualified workers. This initiative will build bridges between industries, and we hope through this platform, Terengganu will produce a generation of thinkers and innovators that will shape the growth and success of the state of Terengganu. I congratulate all participants for dedication and hard work and wish all teams competing this week the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ililia, for a wonderful speech. And now we would like to play a video that acknowledge all the participants, both teachers and schools, and also the schools that have been participated in this competition, which we are so proud to each and every one of them. So let's see the video and acknowledge all participants. Okay, so as you can see, there are a lot of participants from around Terengganu, but the competition is not really about winning the prize, but it's all about advancing a generation of Terengganu in robotics innovation and thinkers. So I would like to pass this floor to Datuk Azri Sani Mazlan, trustee of YDSM and chairman of the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship. With all the respect, the floor is yours, Datuk.
Thank you, Nabila. Nadira, sorry. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good evening or morning, I would say, for Kenny in Mexico. Fellow trustees at the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation, yang berbahagia Datuk Muhammad Fazli bin Yusof, yang berbahagia Datuk Abdul Rahim Nik, yang berusaha Tuan Haji Awi bin Saleh, Timbalan Pengarah Pendidikan Sektor Perancangan dan Pengurusan PPD, Terengganu State Education Department, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm grateful with the grace of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, I'm able to be with you all on this meaningful day. Let me start by congratulating our team at Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation, YDSM, for successfully organizing the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship. I would also like to congratulate Roboticist Ms. Ilya and her team for coordinating the Robotics Championship with us, and the Terengganu State Education Department for their support in making this Robotics Championship a successful one. I would further like to welcome all participants, teachers, parents, and our audience watching this ceremony on live stream. To our guest speakers, Mr. Azrul, Isham from Malaysia, Mrs. Diane Dowling from the UK, Mrs. Patricia from Mexico, or now it's Mr. Kenny, isn't it? And Mr. Ivailo from Bulgaria. Oh, it's very far. Thank you for being with us today, and I look forward to the YDSM Roboticist STEM Talk. As the chairman of this program, i.e. the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship, allow me to give a brief background of YDSM. Formed in May 2005, YDSM is personally headed by His Majesty Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin, the Sultan of the state of Terengganu, as the chairman. It was his idea to set up YDSM as a foundation to help improve the economic and social well-being of the people in Terengganu. It is important for me to emphasize that YDSM vision and mission is to continuously empower our future generation with knowledge and to equip them in their future undertakings. With the tagline Raja dan Rakyat berpisah tiada, which means inseparable are the ruler and people, YDSM aims to create a platform where the people of Terengganu have the opportunity to excel in various fields. In this program, YDSM tries to create a generation of inventors that can contribute back to the society. Understanding the importance of creating a platform to tap into the student skills in the robotics and STEM area, YDSM pursued by introducing the inaugural Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship, which we hope will enable the young people in Terengganu to develop their skills in robotics, technology, and STEM to ensure that we continue to support the needs of producing skilled and competitive graduates highly needed by the industry in Terengganu and Malaysia. I was informed that the support received from participants all around Terengganu was overwhelming and that students have shown high enthusiasm throughout the competition. We are excited to see the solution that they have prepared for us. One of the benefits of this program is that students, be it from primary schools, secondary schools, colleges, or universities, can foster their interest towards science, technology, engineering, and mathematics subjects, i.e. STEM subjects. The concepts that are taught will enable the students to understand the real-life application, which can help to enhance their academic understanding. This program can also help the students strengthen their understanding of basic computer programming. For those who aspire to become an engineer, this program can help them progress better once they reach the university level, because they are already trained and are familiar with the C-based programming language. Apart from that, students will also develop multiple soft skills, such as project management, time management, teamwork, communication, and critical thinking. With this program, the students are also able to enhance their creativity and innovation through the Robotics Innovation STEM Pitch while solving missions related to Terengganu's agriculture and marine health. The students will also be able to improve their level of English, considering that all modules are prepared in English. I think it is absolutely critical that the students today are able to communicate in English. I want to congratulate all the teachers and parents for giving their full support and attention to ensure that all the students and their teams are able to compete in this competition today. To all the teams competing today, I wish you all the best of luck and keep up the good work. Without further ado, and with Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I now officially launch the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much, Dato', for the warm speech. And also, thank you so much for YDSM, Yayasan Diraja Sultan Mizan, for all the support. Okay, so this competition have been started since early of this month, where the students received their challenge both in virtual robot programming as well as robotics innovation pitch challenge on 11th of February 2022. And since then, we asked them to commemorate all the journey and experience that they have been experienced throughout the journey. So now we would like to play a video that to celebrate our participants, schools, students, as well as teachers, as they have posted their experience through social media with hashtag YDSM Roboticist 2022. Okay, so let's roll it. That's the video. We are very excited when we ourselves look at the video and all throughout the Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm sure you all are also excited as well. But that are just a recap of what they have posted. But we are yet to see their real challenge and their real solution that they will present on the live session tomorrow and on the final live session with the judges. So I would like to pass the floor to, I want to invite Tuan Haji Awi bin Saleh, Deputy Director of Education and Strategic Development of Terengganu Education State Department, to give his speech. Please welcome.
Thank you, Abila. Alhamdulillahilladzi nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlil fala hadiya lahu. And very good evening. I bid to Dato' Aziz Sani Mazlan, Trustee of YDSM and Chairman of the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Kat Robotics Championships. Ms. Ililia Kamaruzaman, Founder of Roboticist and Program Director of the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Kat Robotics Championships. Charismatic speakers, event organizer, participant, and to everybody with us today. First of all, thank you for inviting me and for putting together such a wonderful event. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who generously put a lot of effort to make this event a success. We are honored to support this initiative that promotes science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, what we call STEM. Few weeks ago, Yayasan Dira Sultan Mizan YDSM initiated a competition for school in Terengganu in partnership with Roboticist Sdn Bhd and Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Terengganu. This event did not only focus competition but also the skills and knowledge, especially on the robotics required and relevant to the students of online classes. This event highlighted basic and advanced skills and introduced the participant to the importance of knowledge on programming and robotics. Within a few weeks, the participants who are from our Terengganu learned computer coding skills necessary to create robots that could move around and pick items up visually. It was incredible to see how fun and rewarding STEM can be. One of the goals of this wonderful event is to create opportunities for students in Terengganu, especially to learn and innovate. It is no secret that science, technology, and innovation are the drivers of economic growth. With knowledge of chemistry, agriculture, and industrial manufacturing, we can find solutions to some of the world's biggest problems. The solution to these challenges will not be developed by just one person or one country or even one continent. As such, I am pleased to see participants putting effort to complete the task given and the teachers as well, motivated and committed in supporting the students and build robots for this competition by sharing ideas and knowledge. You can do the same to advance global development that is collaborative and inclusive. Subjects like science and engineering are not just about mixing chemical solutions and building robots. STEM field teach us how to question our assumptions and discover the unknown. STEM enables us to find solutions to some of the most pressing issues of today, such as alternative energy or even food security. Most importantly, in my opinion, STEM pushes us to keep learning, to keep trying new things, and to keep stretching our imaginations. The work you do now will make the future of the state and the world stronger and brighter. If you learn anything from this competition today, It is that if you can imagine something with skill and determination, you can create it and make it a reality. I congratulate the participants for all the hard work and effort that you put forth in the competition. Your knowledge and talent makes us very proud. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Tuan Haji Awi, for your speech. And now, as our competition have been officially officiated, so I would like to pass this floor again to Miss Ililia Kamaruzaman, not just the founder of Roboticist, program director of this competition, but she will moderate our Roboticist YDSM STEM talk for today. So without further ado, Miss Ililia.
Thank you, Nadira. It's a pleasure for me to be here today with all of you, and I'm truly excited and honored to be moderating this session, the YDSM Roboticist STEM Talk, Advancing a Generation of Terengganu Robotics Innovators and Thinkers. We have 4 special guests today with us, and they come from all parts of the world, and allow me to introduce them one by one, but before we do that, let me give a little bit brief on, what to expect on today's STEM talk. So the aim is to inspire students, mentors, educators, and parents to understand the importance of developing their skills and knowledge in STEM. The forum acts as a platform for our speakers to share their journey, experience, and expertise with the audience. The foundation hopes to empower the young people in Terengganu with knowledge and to equip them with STEM skills. The theme for this year's challenge is on agricultural innovation and marine health, 2 main Terengganu economic activities. The initiative to create the opportunity for students in Terengganu to develop their STEM skills, soft skills, including communication in English language, and to prepare them to become innovators and problem solvers that can contribute to the development of Terengganu State in the future. So allow me to introduce our 4 speakers. We have Mr. Azrul Hisham bin Abdul Rahman, the Director and Alumni Career Services from UniKL Malaysia. We have Ms. Diane Dowling, Trustee Student Robotics from the United Kingdom. We have Mr. Ivailo Bonev, co-founder of Technokrati from Bulgaria, and we have Mrs. Patricia Vasquez Marin, the international operations from Avalon Fresh, Mexico. Thank you to all speakers for being here with us today. I shall begin with our homegrown, someone that have been super supportive of anything to do with youth empowerment. Better known as Sir Roy among his, students. We are very pleased and lucky to have him here with us today. So allow me to read a little bit about, Mr. Azrul. So Azrul Hisham bin Abdul Rahman is currently the Director for Centre of Alumni and Career Services at University Kuala Lumpur, UniKL. He has more than 23 years of teaching experience in ESL, ESP, and MPU modules. Okay, so Roy, maybe we need to describe a little bit more about, what this stands for. It sounds very complex and very technical. His research interests are ESL, CSR, media, and communication. Throughout his experience with UniKL, he strongly believes in the vision and mission of the university, which is to become the leading entrepreneurial technical university in the country. The university aims to provide its graduates with the knowledge, skills, and attitude required to contribute towards society in a globalized and knowledge-based economy. He proudly manages more than 73,000 graduates. I had to look at that twice, 73,000 graduates at the university, and likes to share his experiences with everyone on the importance of education, especially in the areas of communication, higher TVET, science, robotics, engineering, and mathematics. Very, very lucky to have you here today, Mr. Azrul, Sir Roy. So I shall, pass on this to you. We would love to hear from you. I'm sure the audience are excited and thrilled to hear about your experience on youth empowerment. And without further ado, Sir Roy, I'll pass on the floor to you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Lilia. Okay, so normally I'll just call her CCI, yeah, because again, I've known Miss Lilia quite a bit. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to share would be, okay, some local phrases, okay, with you guys, especially now that we have international friends, yeah, from Mexico, from the UK, from Bulgaria. Okay, so the culture will be okay, to acknowledge, okay, and the phrase of thanks. Okay, so thank you in Malaysia is called terima kasih. Okay, so terima kasih, Miss Ililia, okay, for allowing me to take the stage, okay, or the limelight. Okay, yang berbahagia Datuk Azri Sani Mazlan, okay, from YDSM. Okay, Tuan Haji Awi Saleh, okay, from Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Terengganu. Okay, fellow speakers, okay, we have Mrs. Patricia from Mexico, we have Ms. Diane, okay, from the UK, we have Speaker Ivailo from Bulgaria, we have also Kenny, okay, who's now in Mexico at 3 a.m. Okay, so again, welcome. So welcome is selamat datang. Okay, so you've learned two new phrases. One is terima kasih, the other one is selamat datang. Okay, so welcome to the STEM talk, okay, organized, okay, by Roboticist and also YDSM this evening. Okay, this pandemic here, okay, we have been living with COVID for the past how many years? 2 years, more than 2 years. Okay, and if we look at things, okay, from the perspective of COVID, of course, okay, a lot of things have changed. Okay, we have the new norm, okay, they so call it. Okay, back then we do not have such platforms like this. Yeah, in order for us to actually have okay a workshop or a talk, okay, we have to be there physically. Okay, now we have Miss Diane, yeah? Okay, and Kenny and Mr. Ivailo all the way from Bulgaria, okay, the UK, okay, from Mexico to be with us on one platform. Okay, so every black cloud has its silver lining. Okay, so if we look at things positively, okay, we get to reap the benefits, okay, of the pandemic itself. Okay, so welcome to the STEM Talk. Okay, first and foremost, again, thank you. Okay, as Miss Ilya mentioned, okay, my name is very long. Okay, Azrul Hisham bin Abdul Rahman. Okay, but we are lucky here in Malaysia, okay, that if we are teachers, okay, if we are lecturers, automatically we will get a title, Sir. Okay, so Miss Diane, yeah, we are knighted by the Queen. Okay, so in Malaysia, my students would call me Sir Roy. Okay, so just stick to Roy. Roy is simpler. Okay, so I'm the director for the Center for Alumni and Career Services. Okay, so this evening I'll be talking about being a university student, okay, and also the capacity on the workforce in the future. Okay, so allow me to share my slides. Okay, window. Okay, can you see my PowerPoint screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, so the title given, Advancing a Generation of Terengganu Robotics Innovators and Thinkers. Okay, Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship. Okay, so looking at the title itself, yeah, okay, we are producing, okay, we want to produce, okay, future leaders, future engineers, future innovators, future inventors, okay, from the state of Terengganu. Okay, and if you do your geography test, yeah, Malaysia constitutes of 13 different states, okay, and Terengganu is one of them. I'm proud to say that Terengganu, okay, will always be number one, okay, in all national examinations, okay, so Terengganu has paved the way for all the other states, okay, and having such competition, yeah, with roboticists, okay, is another step, okay, in producing, okay, the global players in terms of STEM. Okay, so I'm with the University of Kuala Lumpur, okay, University of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, UniKL, okay, and UniKL is the premier technical university in Malaysia, okay, where we produce graduates of TVET, okay, and we are proud to say that we produce higher TVET, okay. So what is STEM? Okay, so of course, okay, everybody would know STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and maths. Okay, so everybody, okay, if not all, okay, if we ask students nowadays, kids nowadays, yeah, what do they like to do? Okay, they like to play games, for example. They like to be featured in YouTube. Okay, they would like to have their own channel. They would like to be Insta famous. okay? But not everybody would go for science, technology, engineering, and maths, okay? Because to them, it's either difficult or maybe it's dull, yeah? Okay, but, okay, the future, okay, looks very, very bright, okay, if you have this STEM, okay, in mind and attitude, okay? So hopefully, okay, the young minds, okay, that are with us today, yeah, ranging from the age of 10 to 17, you guys are still very, very young. Okay, when I was 12, okay, basically in Malaysia, okay, primary education is from the age of 7 until 12. Secondary will be from the age of 13, okay, till 17. Okay, so we have, okay, two, okay, streams here, the secondary and also the primary students. Okay, your future is still very, very far, okay, and congratulations. Okay, you have enrolled, okay, in a competition, okay, that challenges a lot. Okay, science, technology, engineering, maths, okay, and from Tuan Haji Alwi did mention just now, yeah? Okay, all these elements will contribute, okay, to a bright future. Okay, so why is it important? Okay, so we'll be looking at three elements, okay, the IR 4.0. Okay, normally we are more familiar with IR 4.0, yeah? Okay, but I'll be also talking about education 4.0 and the manpower needs 4.0. Okay, so now let's look at the global STEM scenario. Okay, so 92% of the STEM jobs require associate degree or higher. Okay, so remember, okay, you guys are still in the primary and secondary education. Okay, so again, think of the future. Okay, and when you start to choose your program, okay, of course, you can major in many different fields, yeah? Okay, but I'm sure, okay, since you guys enjoy robotics, okay, so STEM would be one of the options for you. Okay, so 92% would require at least a degree. Okay, so join, okay, the university, okay, and get your degree and start to venture into STEM. Okay, so now let's look at the second one. 73% of STEM jobs require a bachelor's degree, 21% of the overall employment. Okay, so imagine if we have 100 graduates, okay, so 21 of them will be doing STEM, okay, and the rest might be doing accountancy, some would be doing law, some would be doing tourism, okay. So again, this constitutes a large portion, okay, of those in the university. Okay, so this is now 2022. Okay, by 2024, okay, we see, okay, over 1 million, okay, new jobs in computer occupations by 2024. Okay, so now look at the current situation. Yeah, we are now, okay, live, okay, via Google Meet, Google Zoom, for example. Okay, so I before we actually started, okay, Yang Berbahagia Datuk, yeah, he had problem, okay, accessing the platform, okay, and we heard, okay, him asking his daughter, okay, to help. Okay, so this young generation, okay, they are actually more well versed, okay, than us. So we have to learn and catch up. Okay, so it's actually very, very interesting to see the young minds, okay, to explore. They learn faster. Okay, nowadays children, okay, they like to play games, yeah. Okay, so there's always a good side of it, okay, because games will require games developer. Okay, they must have people designing the game. Okay, so that is actually a very good discipline, okay, a very good major, okay, in the university. Okay, because you can actually make a lot of money, okay, if your game is popular. So think about it. Okay, so when you play your computer games, yeah, don't just simply play, okay, but think of the things behind the game. How do you make it more interesting? So who knows, you know, we might have gamers or developers coming from the state of Terengganu in the future. Okay, and if we look at the graph, okay, the STEM jobs, okay, increase by 10% every 10 years. Okay, so this is now 2022. Let's say you graduate from the university in another 10 more years, if you're 17, okay, 2036, okay, the job opportunities will be in demand. Okay, because looking at the situation, we are more comfortable now, okay, online. Okay, a lot of things got done faster. Okay, we get to communicate around the world, okay, easier, okay, as compared to the olden days. If we have to meet, for example, Mr. Kenny, I will have to fly how many odd hours, yeah, okay, from KL to Mexico. Okay, but now Kenny will have to sacrifice a bit. Okay, he's at 3 a.m. Okay, and we are now at 6. Okay, in Malaysia. Okay, so we have to tolerate in that, but then again we can gain more. Okay, so if we look at the salary, okay, of course STEM graduates earn more. Okay, so children, okay, so STEM, okay, or robotics, okay, that you're joining, okay, is one good platform, okay, for a brighter future. Okay, so this is the Malaysian STEM scenario. Okay, so the government, okay, through the Ministry of Education, okay, has set up many initiatives. Okay, and of course, the state governments through their state education, okay, will play a very important role, okay, in developing this talents. Okay, so again, congratulations to the state of Terengganu, okay, Yayasan Diraja Sultan Mizan, YDSM, okay, for holding this with Roboticist, okay, to ensure that, okay, by 2025, for example, okay, we can achieve, okay, the figure set by the government. Okay, so now let's look at the top 10 skills in the world nowadays. Okay, so this is reported in the We Forum org, yeah. Okay, so in 2015, in 2020, this would be in the past. Okay, but looking forward, okay, in 2030, okay, a lot more on creativity, a lot more on critical thinking, okay, judgment and decision making, fluency of ideas, active learning, learning strategies, originality, system evaluation, deductive reasoning, complex problem solving, system analysis, monitoring. So how does this got to do with STEM? And how does this got to do with robotic competition? Okay, of course, yeah. Okay, having to compete, okay, you will have to learn to be original. You have to have strategies. You have to be able to evaluate your system. You have to be able to make good decision. You have to make good judgment. Okay, you have to analyze the system. You have to monitor the performance. Okay, and of course, everyone needs to be active. Okay, so again, okay, if we look at things, okay, positively, okay, this STEM, okay, will differentiate you with other candidates in the future. Okay, so the emerging job landscape in 2022 from the World Economic Forum. Okay, so look at this, yeah, top 10 emerging jobs. Okay, we have data analysts and scientists, okay, AI and machine learning specialists. We have general and operations manager. Okay, so if we look at from number 1 to number 10, okay, a lot of this would require you to have STEM knowledge. Okay, digital transformation specialists, new technology specialists, information technology services. Okay, so again, yeah, okay, for our for the participants, okay, congratulations, okay, and well done. I hope that you can inspire more friends, okay, to actually enjoy STEM, okay, so that the future will be bright, not just for them, yeah, but for the nation. Okay, and of course, the Terengganu state has spent a lot, yeah, okay, on education. Okay, so hopefully, okay, the investment will pay off. Okay, so look at the general framework. Okay, based on this, okay, this would be interconnected. Okay, the RI 4.0. Okay, because before this, we talked about IR 4.0 extensively. Okay, but we don't really look at education and the manpower. Okay, so IR 4.0, okay, contributes to the paradigm shift on how we look at things. Okay, education 4.0, on the other hand, okay, we look at how the education will shift, okay, from the previous education 3.0 to a more technology based. Okay, and manpower 4.0 will be the outcome of the two. Okay, so what will happen is that we will require those with skilled, okay, and competent, okay, to be able to fulfill not just the Malaysian or the local manpower, okay, but also the global. Okay, because nowadays, again, very simple, you can be interviewed by a company in Mexico or in Bulgaria or in the UK over the platform. Okay, you can be interviewed, okay, through Google Meet, for example, or Zoom or Teams, okay, and you can have the interview done, okay, 15 to 30 minutes, okay, and then you will get to know if you get the job, and you might not even need to move, okay, from Terengganu, okay, to let's say Leeds, okay, because I studied in Leeds, yeah. Okay, so these three interconnected elements, okay, will function. Okay, and like it or not, we will have to change. Okay, and the world will not stop for us. Yeah, so we have to go after it. Okay, so to the participants, good luck, and you are on the right track. Okay. So this IR 4.0, okay, so these will be the drivers, okay, computational, how the world is connected, okay, superstructured organization, new media ecology, extreme longevity, okay, the rise of smart machines and system. Okay, so all these elements, okay, are important, okay, and you can only be good at it if you start the baby step, okay, of STEM, okay, and of course robotics. Okay, the skills needed. Okay, so all this, I believe, will be embedded in the competition. Okay, when you do, okay, your programming, okay, when you start to discuss, okay, the answers to the question on agriculture and on marine, okay, so you make novel and adaptive thinking. You use cognitive management. Okay, you use a lot of social intelligence. Okay, so all these are the skills needed in the future. Okay, so education 4.0 is more personalized and it's more flexible. Okay, because nowadays, okay, you just need a laptop or a tablet or even a phone, okay, to study or to enter classes. Okay, the world has changed. Okay, we need to change. Okay, as well. Okay, so this would be the paradigm of education from 1.0 until 4.0. Okay, we empower education to produce innovation. Okay, so we should be giving you the knowledge on how to fish, okay, so that you can fish in the future. Okay, so Roboticist, I'm sure, yeah, they have a lot of programs. I've been with Roboticist for a few years back. They have international competitions, okay, having to select, okay, our representative, okay, from Malaysia, okay, to participate in world competition. Okay, so again, congratulations, okay. So this is how the goal for you, for the individual. You need to know the how, you need to know the why, you need to know the where, when, and what. Okay, I have only 10 minutes here, but I have 26 slides. Okay, so I'll try to be quick. Okay, so this is education 4.0. Okay, for the younger generation. You can learn anywhere and at any time. Okay, it's more personal. Okay, it's peers and mentors. Okay, evaluated, not examined, modular, and projects. Okay, so imagine, okay, entering a competition. Okay, you have to come up with projects. Okay, so what differentiates your project, your robot, as compared to the other? Okay, so you have to be able to answer that. Okay, the drivers of education. Okay, so this will all be, okay, the elements, okay, of the new education system. Okay, so the skilled manpower, okay, because my center, okay, is also in charge of the career services. Okay, so skilled manpower is very much needed. You need to actually have all the 4 skills. You have to have good communication skill, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity. Okay, so again, okay, if you look closely at the competition, all this, okay, would be embedded. These are all, okay, the package that comes along with the competition. Okay, you need to be able to communicate your idea. You need to be able to communicate with the team members, with the judges. You need to collaborate, okay, because the teamwork, okay, because you're representing your school, yeah, okay, and in the future, who knows, representing the country, okay. You need to be able to have critical thinking, okay, because every problem will have different ways of solution. Okay, so when it comes to agriculture and marine, okay, as the theme for the competition, you need to be able to think, okay, critically on how to find the right answers, okay, to the problems. Okay, you also need to be creative. Okay, so the 4 C's, okay, are the vital elements for the 21st century. Okay, so this would be the employability skill, yeah? Okay, because again, when you choose a university, you also need to choose a university, okay, with good employability rates, okay? Because again, that would entail, for example, when you graduate, can you get a job? Okay, so again, you are just 10 years old, you are 17. Okay, so please start thinking from now. Okay, and discuss with your parents, discuss with your teachers. Okay, feel free to discuss with me even. Okay. So again, I'm finishing off with the top 10 skills. Okay, and all this, okay, in 2030, just nice when you graduate. Okay, these are the things, okay, needed. Okay, and of course, STEM, okay, will be the foundation of all these 10 skills. Okay, and I really hope that you enjoy yourself during the competition. Okay, and you gain as much exposure, okay, and whatnot during the throughout the journey. I saw the video just now. Yeah, you guys are having fun. Okay. So this is another phrase that I would like to share with our international friends. Yeah. Okay, peteh ganu peteh sokmo. Okay, so it means okay, go Terengganu, go, meaning that Terengganu can accomplish. Okay, those people from Terengganu, yeah, okay, can accomplish anything. Okay, that they put their mind into. Okay, so sokmo means always. Okay, so I hope that our international speakers, okay, they have understood 3 phrases at least today. Okay, terima kasih for thank you. Okay, welcome would be selamat datang. Okay, and this is very much local. Peteh ganu peteh. Okay, so good luck to all the participants. Okay, thank you, Roboticist. Well done, YDSM. Okay, and congratulations to this like the Terengganu State Education State Department. Okay, back to you, Miss Lilia.
Thank you, Sir Roy. I have to see. Okay, there you go. We're back on live. So thank you so much. Yeah, Sokmo, that's something that I need to learn as well to pronounce correctly. Thank you for sharing that very important word with us. But there's one more important word as well, makan, right? Makan means eat. So this is a very important word to learn while you're in Malaysia because we have many delicious food all around the country, you know. So to our international friends, you have to visit, of course, Terengganu. That's your number 1 state to visit. And of course, Kuala Lumpur and Malaysia. Anyway, without further ado, let me introduce, our second speaker. We will leave the questions to the end of the session, but I shall then move on to the next speaker. Allow me introduce Mrs. Diane Dowling, the trustee of Student Robotics United Kingdom. Diane is a good friend, and we met in 2017 in Washington, D.C. when she when she hit the team from United Kingdom to the Robot Olympics in Washington, D.C. in 2017. And we since then collaborated in many different platforms. And Diane, is truly a special person. She's very passionate about what she does. She's completely inspiring and supportive. And, we're very pleased to have her here today with us. But before I pass it over to Diane, allow me to read a little bit. There's so much to write about her, but just a brief description about Diane so you will understand more about her experience and her journey. Diane has many years' experience as an IT professional with a career spanning a wide range of technical disciplines, including systems development, network management, business process improvement, and strategy. She currently works at the Raspberry Pi Foundation, working on the Isaac Computer Science Education Project. Previous to this, she worked in a large college as a head of computer science. She is a passionate advocate of the importance of all students having access to a high-quality computer science education and the need to provide opportunity and challenge for students beyond the curriculum. Diane is also the trustee of Student Robotics, UK's biggest autonomous robotics competition. So once again, we're truly honored to have you here with us, Diane, and we look forward to hearing from you, and I shall, hand it over to you, Diane.
Thank you, Ilya. I'm just going to present my screen. So, okay, are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so good evening, everybody. It's morning here in the UK. We're not quite as far behind as Mexico, but somewhere in between. But I'm very honoured to be talking to you today from the UK. And as Ilya said, I'm speaking today as a trustee of Student Robotics. And this is a charity that organises and runs the leading competition, robotics competition in the UK. And my involvement with this is a voluntary role. I'm not paid to participate in that. I do it because it's my passion. And as you heard, my paid job is as a learning manager with the Raspberry Pi Foundation. And it's an organisation that I'm very proud to work for. Our mission is to put the power of computing and digital making into the hands of people all over the world. And our resources are translated into more than 60 languages and are completely free to access and use. So today, I would really love to be with you in person. I'm sure, like everybody in this session, we all feel very frustrated at the fact that we're not able to travel anymore. Even if we can afford to travel, there are so many restrictions, it's really hard. And I looked at some pictures of Terengganu, and it looks so beautiful. And it's going to be top of my list of places to visit when it's much easier to travel again. So I do hope that somebody will invite me to visit, and I shall certainly be there. So let me talk to you a little bit about robotics. Robotics is my passion, and it has allowed me to work with thousands of enthusiastic young people, and it's also allowed me to travel the world. And my short talk, hopefully, is to share some of this passion of robotics with you all. I'm sure all of the young people listening are equally enthusiastic. I just wanted to spend a few minutes, maybe speaking to the parents, a little bit more about what we mean when we talk about robots. So, what is a robot? A robot is fundamentally a machine, but it's a really exciting machine. So it's a machine that's designed by us humans to carry out a complex series of actions. And when we're working with young people in robotics, we generally have two main types of robots. We have robots that can be guided by an external control device, a remote controller, or a robot that can be programmed to perform autonomously. The latter is far more challenging, so we tend to start with remote controlled robots and to decide how they're going to respond to the controls. So we program those controls. Autonomous robots are going to behave independently, and they're really exciting and they're kind of fun because you never really know how they're going to behave, but they're definitely the most challenging. So this is the next step that we're going to move on to. So when you see robots, when you look at pictures of robots on the internet, you'll probably be aware that they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. And many of the robots you'll see will be industrial robots. They'll be either spray and paint on cars or something like that. They're kind of big machines. They don't have much personality, but you may well have seen these robots from Boston Dynamics. They post loads of really fun videos on YouTube. And these robots are amazingly sophisticated. This company has millions of dollars for their research and development budget. And they make some really cool, and particularly the animals look really fun as they kind of make their way around the stage, open doors, and do some really fun dances and things like that. These are the robots that you young people are probably more familiar with. So the one on the left, these are both robots that were built by teams of students that I was honoured to mentor. The one on the left is using components from a VEX robotics kit. This robot was remote controlled, so the students built the robot and then they programmed the robot to respond to the buttons on the controller. The robot on the right is the kind of robot that the charity that I'm a trustee of in the UK that our students build to compete. And these are quite different. We as a charity provide the core set of electronics. We provide a brain board, a power board and a motor board. And the rest of the robot is designed and built by students. So you can see in the picture, it's made basically with bits of wood, which they've cut out themselves, and they've assembled within some constraints that are set with the overall competition. And these robots are autonomous. And if you look at the charities videos on YouTube, you'll see that there are definitely different degrees of success in terms of how well the robot performs, but everybody has a really good time. It's enormously challenging, but it is also enormously rewarding. With an autonomous robot, the robot has to be able to sense its environment. So our robots use webcams and sensors, and the webcams read these libcopy markers. You can see some markers on the robot, and that's how they make sense of what they're reacting with within the competition arena. Finally, I wanted to show you, we're sort of going down. We started with Boston Dynamics, some really, really expensive robots, and then some robots that are kind of typically used by students in competitions. And now this is the kind of robot that if you've never made a robot, you might want to make at home. So you can see two robots here that are made out of fairly cheap and cheerful ingredients. The one on the left is made out of a tube of potato snacks. I don't know if you have Pringles in Malaysia. I suspect they're fairly all over the world. And the one on the right is in a margarine tub. So it's a tub of spread. And, these are cheap materials. You can make it out of any box. Just a cardboard box that you can find at home. You obviously do need a few bits and pieces to get started. So both of these robots use the Raspberry Pi. So the organization that I'm associated with. This was designed to be a really cheap computer, as cheap as they can possibly make it, so that cost was not a deterrent. Obviously, it can still be a deterrent for some people, but a group of students could share, and build something like this at home. You also need a couple of small motors and wheels and an H-bridge, which is the means of controlling the motors from the Raspberry Pi, and obviously a few wires and batteries. But the entry level is fairly low, and most people could engage with this. And in the Raspberry Pi Foundation, we publish lots of resources, as I said, translated into many different languages that would help you build a basic robot. And there are also many videos shared on YouTube. And obviously there's lots of knowledge from your teachers, mentors, and Roboticist in Malaysia who can help you on your journey into robotics. So what skills do you need to build a robot? So obviously you need some engineering skills. So you need to develop some engineering skills to get your robot to move, to lift, to pull, to push, whatever it is that you want your robot to do. You'll need some electronic skills, because you'll need to understand how to connect all of the moving parts. You'll need to understand about voltages and power supplies and just how to get things connected. You'll definitely need some programming skills, and it's a great way to develop your programming skills. I've witnessed students go from very sort of crude programmers to really skilled programmers in terms of programming their robots as they start to really push the capabilities. You'll definitely need some math skills and some physics skills. You'll need to be able to do some calculations, calculate distances, angles, forces, torque. So all of these things are really important. And finally, you'll need some design skills, because you'll want to build something that looks really amazing. But as previous speakers have mentioned, nobody is going to have all of those skills themselves. No matter how amazing any of us are, none of us can do everything. So you'll need to be able to work as part of a team. And here you can see, this is one of my teams. This was in China, and you can see them here working with some other people over a small problem that they had. You'll need to have good communication skills. So you need to be able to explain to people what the problem is, and you need to be able to listen to what people say and to learn from them. You'll definitely need to have strategies for solving problems. Robots are really, really complicated things. Even the simplest robot you're going to have problems with, and you need to really be able to drill down and understand what's causing the problem, and then develop strategies for solving them. And linked to that really is the need to have resilience and fortitude. You'll need to make sure that you really can drive through, you'll have days and days, maybe even weeks when things don't work and nothing happens, but you have to be optimistic and to see that eventually you will succeed. Okay, I'm probably going to skip this video because I am conscious of the fact the program is running out of time. Hopefully this can be shared afterwards. It's really showing what the importance of robotics is and why it's so important that our children get involved with events like this. So, I can't stop it actually. Okay, I'll just talk over this just to finish. So if we just finish by watching this, and then I'll hand over to the next speaker.
All right. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, Diane. Yes, it's true we're running out of time, but I'm sure we can spare a couple of minutes more since, we have so many important guests that actually stayed up late just to be with us here tonight. Despite it's a working day in the part of the world where they're at, we truly appreciate the time that they have given to us. Now let's move on to the next speaker. As I look through the question in our live, please keep the question coming. This is your opportunity to ask, our speakers. Okay, allow me to introduce our third speaker, Mr. Ivailo Bonev, who is also the co-founder of Technokrati from Bulgaria. Ivailo Bonev is a co-founder of Technokrati, an educational technology center which develops educational programs and classes for schools with a focus on robotics, programming, renewables, green technologies, 3D printing, and more. The main goal is to make the educational process more practical and give children the chance to learn about the world and themselves through technology and innovative programs. Ivailo has a bachelor degree in mass communications and 2 master degrees in international business and marketing. After graduating with his second master degree from Aalborg University, Denmark, Ivailo joined a robotics and technology company based in Odense, Denmark. After almost 8 years spent abroad in the educational system and professional experience in the technology industry, he decided to combine these two passions, and in 2017, he traveled back to Bulgaria in order to invest knowledge, time, and passion to found Technocracy. That is extremely a noble thing to do, and we're extremely proud of you, Ivailo, and truly honored to have you here with us today. So without further ado, allow me to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Ivailo, and passing it over to him. Let's hear from him. Over to you, Ivailo.
Hello, thank you so much for the kind introduction and the invitation to be part of this amazing forum right now, Ilya. Thank you for using the word noble, but not crazy, which was very kind, to traveling back to our countries and doing our best for our countries. Once again, thank you so much to the amazing speakers, the hosts, the whole organization. I'm saying hi to the people who are watching and are trying to get inspired and learn something new about what we are doing and how we can learn about STEM, technology, and robotics. I have a short presentation which I would like to share with you guys. I will try to be very brief, and since I have to be at a school in around 4 minutes, during the past, since I came back from Denmark, I actually become a teacher as well. So I'm also working in schools with children between 8 and 15, 16 years old. So let me share my screen really fast. Okay, this one. You should be able to see my presentation. Let me know if it's okay for now. Perfect. So basically, I would like to share with you what we are doing in Bulgaria. That's what we've discussed with Ilya about the experience we have and what we are doing with children in terms of technology, education, and STEM approach. The first and foremost, I believe that this is how school looks right now in many countries. We have different subjects which are not related with each other. Teachers are not talking with each other, and teachers are not in I would say day-to-day relationship and communication with the other teachers. So we have math, we have chemistry, we have biology, we have international informational technologies, but teachers don't know what's really going on in the other teachers' classes, and the students, they don't see the linkage between the different classes. And real life actually looks like that. And I believe that like this. So we're basically learning by doing, by getting our hands dirty, sort of saying. So what we are trying to do in our educational center is basically this hands-on approach that the previous speaker just mentioned, trying to create an environment in which children can actually learn by doing. We are creating robotics. We are building different robots, as you can see here in the pictures. All the pictures that you see are pictures we have been taken in our classes. They're not stock images. So basically, as I've said, children from more or less 7 years old up to 60, we have been doing classes in robotics and renewables and green technologies. On top of that, after the educational classes, we are also developing educational programs, which I will mention in a bit. We are helping schools to invest in educational software and hardware, because on the market there are so many solutions which you can use at the classroom, but not many of them are performing well in an environment with children. As you know, their patience is not really high, so you need a hardware which really performs and can really attract children's attention and, of course, learn something new through it. In the last couple of years, we also started helping teachers with educational classes, how to teach and how to create programs in a STEM environment. So first and foremost, of course, we are doing robotics. So we are using different hardware, brands, VEX, Lego, and many others. Basically, the first thing is creating a robot in a team by yourself, following steps or improvising, of course, depending on how advanced you are as a child and knowledge in robotics. We are always starting with block programming, and afterwards we are moving to actually writing a code using different platforms and different languages such as JavaScript, Python, C++, and so on. But I think the most important thing I would like to say here is that when we are doing classes in robotics at school and in our educational center, the main focus lays on practical knowledge, teamwork, soft skills, and the thing that it's been really underestimated is grading. So how do you grade the knowledge of the children? How do you know they have learned something and they can actually perform that? And in our classes, what we are actually doing is everything we have done, we have to apply and basically perform. So here you see a picture of a class we had with a small girl from the class. Of course, we have the permission of their parents to use the picture. And we had a class from students from Portugal who were teachers, and they wanted to see what we are doing in our classes. And basically, the grading part is always a practical thing. We are doing it at the end, where the children who have created their robots, they have to perform. For example, here you see on the whiteboard a small maze, which children take by using their robot and the sensors they have been programming and the knowledge they have been established in the last couple of weeks with us. So grading and practical knowledge are the things that we are doing a lot, and we are focusing and we're trying to implement at schools as well, because as we all know, theory is important, but in many occasions, especially when it comes to technology, practice it's even more important than theory, because you see if it works or not. The second big thing we are doing is renewables and sustainability. We have a program and we have a partner from the Republic, which we are actually doing a world race with cars. You can see a hydrogen-powered car here, and the focus basically lays on how can we create a car which is using hydrogen technology, fuel cell, and can actually run on hydrogen. This is for older students, 8th, 12th graders at high school. And basically, again, the whole program here is practical. They get a set for a car you see on the picture. They have to assemble the whole car from the bottom to the end. They go through a 6 to 8 week educational program with focus on renewables, sustainability, global warming, pollution, and stuff like that. Basically, we're trying to encourage the different thinking where students are really involved into the environment around us and realize that every single thing we do in our day-to-day life can actually affect the world around us. This is about the Grand Prix. It's, as I said, 2 to 3 months program. We have engineering of cars, 6-hour race. It's a whole day. It's a lot of fun. We actually discovered that we can do something like that in Malaysia eventually. And the kids are building the cars by themselves. They have to be very, very resilient through the day. They have to fix if there are any problems with the car, with the fuel cell, with the tires. It's a lot of fun, and again, it's practical. You apply what you have learned, and you can see that what you have learned can actually make a change, and you can actually move forward as a winner at the race. After the race, actually, what we wanted to create was a program which we wanted to introduce at schools. These are the tools we're using. It's an educational box from our partners Horizon, and basically the students are using these parts to create and make real-time experiments with energy such as wind, water, sun, and of course hydrogen. And basically, we actually implemented this program at school. Currently, we have 2 schools with 40 students in the program. Practical knowledge, real-time experiments with children. Everything is as a game. They have to make their own decisions. They have cities they have to take care for and see how their decisions actually develop the city they're taking care for. Last but not least, we are trying to help teachers at school to develop a STEM mindset. This is our educational center as a picture. We're trying to basically help them how they can create materials for STEM teaching. How can they grade students at school? How can they use technology in their day-to-day work? Because in Bulgaria, we have a big problem with teachers being around 70% of the teachers in our country are above 55, 60 years old. So that means that as good as they are as teachers, they have challenges with technology and implementing technology in the education process. So we're trying to help in this as well, because it's a big thing in Bulgaria. And as I said, technology and STEM are great, and practical knowledge is great. But if the teacher doesn't have the mindset to show this to students, then it's not really easy to implement STEM and technology in the educational day-to-day life of students. That was from me. Open for questions. Thank you so much for your hospitality and and for all the great talks. I will stop the sharing now.
Very unfortunate that we are really running out of time, but that doesn't mean that we want Miss Patricia, our next speaker, to rush into it, right? We may have lesser questions that we can ask the speaker because we're trying to keep track of the time. However, right, we want to hear from our last but not least, our very, very important speaker as well, Mrs. Patricia Vasquez Marin, the International Operations Director from Avalon Fresh. Patricia leads the international operations of Avalon Fresh, a Mexican manufacturer and exporter of innovative foods. As a former diplomat and deputy trade commissioner, she served as a link between Mexico and Southeast Asia, expanding economic relations and cooperation in many sectors. Patricia holds a master's degree in economics from Saitama University in Japan, international trade from UCLA in the US, and a bachelor's degree in international relations from UDLAP, Mexico. She's a Malaysian lover who has spent the last 15 years living in Kuala Lumpur and is a big fan of Malaysians' drive for development and technology advancement. Here's a little secret. Patricia can understand Malay as well, and she speaks Malay well. So let's pass on to our next speaker. Patricia, over to you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lilia. Shall I share my presentation or get the help from the team? I think I can share it now. Okay, here we go. Give me a second. Okay, here it is. I hope you can see my presentation there. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, thank you. Terima kasih, Cik Ilya, Pengawas Roboticist atas jemputan menyertai. Selamat petang, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. I'm truly honored to be here today. Thank you very much, Ms. Lilia, for this honor. And here I just want to share a story with you that makes me very close to Roboticist today. Well, I remember my grandfather when I was a child coming back home with a greasy hands and the smell of diesel. My grandfather, sorry, I think you saw the wrong. Yes, my grandfather was tractor mechanic. I remember when I was a child, normally he used to, sorry, I don't know what's happening here. Can you see?
Yeah. Well, I think that the host is presenting the keynote and you are independent of the keynote. That's the thing.
Sorry. Okay, I think I will stop sharing here. Okay, never mind. I will just continue with the presentation. I was saying the story that my grandfather was tractor mechanic. So I was always fascinated by the huge tractors he used to repair and sometimes bring back to his workshop in the backyard of his house and spend hours and hours and days fixing these machines, right? The stories, he used to tell stories about the farmers' lives and how was it working in the farm with the tractors and the field. So even with a very limited academic background, but with his knowledge, he was able to build a machine to sow wheat in his late 80s. So I always thought that there will be a better way to do it. And that is how I learned from my grandfather's experience, the agricultural life by proxy, to listening to his stories. Next slide, please. But many years later, more years than you can imagine, I started working for a produce grower company, not in the farms this time, but in the export division. In this company, Avalon Fresh, we grow vegetables in a sustainable environment assisted by robots. One of the first things I learned when I joined the company was how lettuce is grown, and it was a whole new experience for me to see how vegetables use robots with less manpower and how we can optimize our processes. So one day when I was there, you can see the picture, we had to wake up at 4 in the morning to see the process. I asked the farm manager, how do they get to fertilize the soil for organic vegetables? And he said that we use robots to scan the soil and detect where the soil needs certain nutrients. And that's the importance of technology. Because if in the past, when we didn't use the robots, we used to fertilize the whole farm, regardless whether it needs the nutrients or not. And now we can detect exactly what nutrients are needed and where. So because robots can analyze the soil and give us exactly what we need, we optimize not only time, manpower, money, but we optimize the quality of the vegetables. And in another way, we reduced the use of herbicides, pesticides, weeds, bugs, and so on, because you know that there are different types of robots. Some robots are field robots and other types are mobile robots. And they carry out specific processes like plowing, seeding, fertilizing, weeding, harvesting, and we require less manpower, of course. And they save time, money, and deliver precise results and give us, of course, more benefits. It reduces the cost of production of the vegetables for this company and increases labor efficiency because we only hire people who really can control these robots. And of course, we reduce food wastage and we optimize the use of our fertilizers that have to be organic and of course is very high cost. So in this way, we contribute with sustainability of the planet, because we are not using chemicals or pesticides, and we detect everything that the soil needs to make vegetables more nutrient than in the current or normal. Please, the next slide, processes. So these are the different types of agricultural robots that we use. Some of them are, as I said, to fertilize, to get rid of the weed or the bugs, and most commonly are used for harvesting. In this time, we've seen from the other presenters how easy it is and how available are resources for young people to start building this kind of robots. Now we have the machine, for instance, for the machine vision part, nowadays we have technology developed by Google and Facebook, and it's made available to everyone through open source that is called deep learning, and you can download it and you can adjust it, your algorithms and train them so that it adjusts to your images or to your needs, and you can have incredible work pieces. Nowadays, we not only have that, but we have materials available to school children. And I would like to show you a very short video to demonstrate how useful are robots in the agricultural industry and our company, how we are using it to make better products with less cost and more sustainable for the planet, especially with the United Nations goals. Please, the next slide. I think, yes, that one. It's supposed to be a video. Is it playing? No. Yes, that's it. Well, it was a very short video just to show you how we use this robots in the company to make better products and be gentle with the planet. So the basic technology is there, and I think that what Terengganu needs now is your creativity, students' creativity, your vision, and your enthusiasm to create what your state and your nation needs to advance in agricultural technology. I know there are many opportunities out there to start building robots for the agriculture. And I'm sure that with your knowledge and the guidance of your teachers and the support of Roboticist that has been coordinating this program, I'm sure you will contribute to a better future for technology and become the pioneers of the agricultural technology in Malaysia. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Patricia. I think it's very refreshing. It's very important to understand that, the technology is there, and now it is our responsibility to continuously create platform that can enable our students to unleash their talent, to develop their skills in the field of STEM and robotics. So because we are running out of time and we're almost, reached to 7 o'clock Malaysia time, I can only offer one question per speaker. If you have any question, maybe from our audience, or maybe some of our guests in the Google Meet room, if you have any question, please feel free to ask our speaker. Do we have any question? I'm looking at the live chat. And one student asked, will robots replace humans? I think that's the biggest concern that we have. It's debatable, will robots replace human? So any of the speaker would like to, answer this question? Maybe Diane, if you're still there, what is your opinion on this?
Yes, I am certainly still here, and fascinating talks from everybody. Thank you. Yeah, I suspect they will one day. I mean, obviously, we humans, to some extent, are in control of that, but I'm kind of hoping for like a really leisurely retirement where I sit around and everything is done by robots for me, and I can maybe just sit and think of amazing adventures that I want to have. I think there are some real challenges in terms of technology becoming more powerful in humans. And I think there's masses of ethical and moral issues that need to be considered. And I do think that is a challenge for every country. For everything that can be used for good, it can also be used for bad, as we're all aware of in, world events. So, yeah, I think they will. I suspect we're a long, long time coming. Yeah, and it's a challenge for us all.
Thank you, Diane. I'd like to open the, to the guests that we have in the Google Meet room. If you have any questions, maybe, from our Board of Trustees. I was just recently informed that, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Fadli, our trustee, is also here with us today. Datuk, thank you for being here with us today. And it's truly an honor to have you at the opening ceremony. So maybe, Datuk Azri, if you have any question that you would like to, convey or ask to our speakers, it would be an honor.
Thank you, Ms. Ililia. I have not experienced personally. I have no experience before this on the robotics program or challenge. I've seen some videos of it. The program that we have at the moment. How much effort does the students put in order to achieve the goals? What I mean is, what kind of programming the children being exposed to in terms of robotics per se?
Do we have any speaker who would like to answer that? Or shall I just pick at random? Maybe Miss Patricia or Ivilo? Oh, actually, before we go on to that, we have a very special guest here, and I think he would be delighted to answer your question, Dato'. We have our head of judge here today, Kenny from Venezuela. So Kenny is staying up late to be with us here today. It's I think 4 in the morning now, Kenny. 5 in the morning. So Kenny,
5.
5 in the morning. That's right.
So appreciate that very much, Kenny.
And
it's a pleasure.
Yeah, and Kenny will also be, our head of judge for the virtual robot programming this Sunday. And he has been advocating robotics and STEM initiatives in Venezuela for the longest time, from the day I remember him as a very youthful, student to the mentor of his, Venezuela national team. So Kenny,
Yeah.
it's a little bit ad hoc for you to jump into, but I think we need to hear from you. Maybe you can help answer that question.
Yeah, for sure. But can you repeat the question, please? Just to try to understand again the vision of the question. You are muted.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
Okay, I mean, when we talk about STEM and robotics, it's a very, very big area, and it's it's to define it specifically is almost impossible. So, for the purpose of our program, what actually the areas that the students are being exposed to complete the tasks that were given to them? What are the areas?
Okay, well, I think I need to check. To be honest, has been really recently that I have joined here in this competition in particular. But usually or generally in the several competitions of programming, you will find the problem-solving skill first and all. The second one is the teamwork, and at the end, they need to be they don't need to be shy and scared about the task, because at the end, as Diane and Hasroy said in the beginning, the STEM means that you will be open to logic challenges and mathematical skills that probably here for these kids won't be like something really hard to understand, but we want to develop on them the best way and the best shortcuts to find a solution with the task we are going to give them. So I think specifically these three things is problem-solving skills, teamwork, and logic resolution.
Okay, thank you, Kenny.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dato, for the question. I know that there are more questions, but we're running out of time, and I wish that we have more time. But however, the guest speakers will be spending the weekend with us throughout the competition, and we are excited to see what is in store over the weekend. I know that the kids have been working really, really hard. We're still receiving messages, non-stop, asking about, if they can do more, or they can, do certain changes, So, they are very overwhelmed and they are very excited at the same time. So, unfortunately, we have come to an end of the opening ceremony. I would like to once again thank our guest speakers for their time today. I think we all know that many initiative has been taken, and we are truly honored to be a part of the Sultan Mizan Royal Foundation Cup Robotics Championship. And once again, on behalf of Roboticist, I would like to thank Dato Azri, Board of Trustees of YDSM, the Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Terengganu, for the support that they have given throughout the program. And with that, I would like to wish all participants, the best of luck, and we shall see you over the weekend. And to those that did not make it to the final, to the top 20, do not be disheartened. You have shown great work, dedication, and what's mostly important is that you've learned a new skill that you can continue to develop. And stay tuned, actually, for our closing ceremony. We do have special awards. We mentioned that special awards will be given today, but we thought, we need to build that excitement up. And so, so that the ones that did not make it to the final will also stand a chance to win several different awards that we have prepared for them for their hard work. And to the teachers, to the parents, thank you once again for your support. And inshallah, we will see you tomorrow and also at the closing ceremony. So thank you for being with us here today. But before we end this, maybe we can take a group photo. Take a group photo from the Google link. Just one for the memory of the opening ceremony. It's very difficult when we're doing it virtually, but let's do that. Can we get everyone to turn on their camera and let's take one group photo before we end today's opening ceremony. Can we open up the? Yeah, okay, there you go. Can we take a screenshot of that? All right. So unfortunately, because of the capacity of Google Link Meet, not everybody is able to join the room. But we do have, them watching on live stream, and let's take a group photo. Can we get help from our studio here? Turn on your camera if possible. Yeah. Can we screenshot? Thank you. Just say 1, 2, 3, and I'll give the cue. 1, 2, and smile, everyone. All right.
Then.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much once again, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you so much. And again, on behalf of YDSM and everyone at Roboticist, we look forward to have you over the weekend, and good luck to all participants. Terima kasih and Assalamualaikum from Kuala Lumpur.
Salam.
Assalamualaikum from Mexico.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.
Thank you so much for all you.
All the best.
All the best.
Okay. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dato'.
Thank you to all STEM Talk speakers for a very fruitful talk and discussion. As Dato' Azri mentioned just now, robotics and programming is very big things to discuss. And that's why it's never too late for us to start. And this is our big first step. We implement this Terengganu, and we are going to go for a higher level, inshallah. But as mentioned by Kenny just now, the 3 things that is important for all the students to be familiar with this in the first step: problem solving, teamwork, and critical thinking. So this is what we want the students and participants to have throughout this competition, so that when we are able to create our robots ourselves, the youth in Terengganu are able to innovate themselves. So we don't have to be afraid of whether robots are going to take over our life or no, because as the robot inventors itself, we need to be smarter than the robot that are going to might take over the world, as mentioned by Diane just now. But that's why this is our first step, to make sure that the youth in Terengganu are the one that's going to be the roboticists and the one that is going to be innovators in the state, country, and also the world. And till then, from Roboticist, YDSM, and our team, we would like to end the session today, and I want to remind again about the awards that will be given to participants that have joined this competition. And before we end, also I want to remind again that we will be here for closing ceremony on the 28th of February, Monday, same time, 5 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. for the closing ceremony and award giving ceremony. Till then, YDSM and Roboticist signing out. See you then.
Thank you.